Yo, get a load of this place. Welcome to my shop. We did it. What's going on, guys? If you're new here, my name's Dan, and I've been building this workshop for like my ultimate YouTuber project stuff where I can work on my own cars and bikes and other projects. I think I'm even do my woodworking here from now on, actually. But I've had a lot of influence, I've had a lot of help from friends, and here we are. This morning was like hyper stressful for me because today is like the first day. It was like waking up for your first day of work, man, for your new job. This is the first day doing actual work in the shop. Yesterday was like the final day of setting up everything and getting everything organized. And today we're gonna be working on the Mustang, and I'll get into that in a second, but I'd like to share you guys with the shop real quick. You guys want to take a quick tour of the shop real quick? Let's do that. Now let's make this as quick as possible because I want to show you guys everything, but I don't want to get too bogged down with details. I want to get to work. That's what's important to me right now. But I'll just kind of go over everything real quick if you haven't been following along. It's my workbench area. Obviously, I built the workbench. There's a video on how I built it and stuff like that. I basically just set it up for my needs. I got a car jack, I got work lights, I've got a 50-foot extension cord, I've got another extension cord here with a shop light at the end of that. Do my shop back for cleaning stuff up. Just a general maintenance toolbox for drill bits and stuff like that, because that's where I'm gonna be doing, like, working on stuff. If something's gonna get displayed up here or worked on, it's gonna be up here. And I've got all these banners here as well. These are all sponsors. Holly, Detroit Speed, I think, has one in here, or I'm not sure if they've sent me one yet or not. Fast Fuel Systems. I mean, we got a bunch of awesome stuff. I can't wait to share with you guys. But I gotta put these up probably later today. I've got another cart, some hand tools, some power tools, and abrasives. I'm gonna change the world with this chair. You just watch me. My creeper for laying down on. I got some jack stands. I got a little stool for sitting on stuff. Then I got my actual toolbox, which is the nicest it's ever been. I mean, look at this organization. Look at that. I've never done this before, ever, in just like the history of everdom. I've never organized my toolbox. This will last no longer than 3 days. At most, it'll probably be fucked by the end of the day. Look at that. We're starting out fresh. Yeah, look how fresh we're starting out. Hand tools, all my hand power tools, and strap. Then it's just parts racks. I got stuff for my incoming shipping, and we're gonna open up these boxes here in a little bit. But anything you see with LMR has been sent out for this thing or been bought for this thing. Just a bunch of parts, fastest fuel system for the dually, a bunch of parts for the Camaro and the Mustang. We got way more stuff over here. I've got my welders set up. We're gonna need this today. Trust me, you guys will appreciate that, I think. Then we got the setup over here for the 73. The 73, when it's not on the lift, will be over here being worked on. We'll go over this in another video, but there's a lot of work about to be done on this thing that I'm gonna do. A spare tool chest in case I need that, and I got another whiteboard here for writing down plans and whatnot. I haven't really figured out what to do with this area yet. I just kind of have stuff stashed over here, but 73 is looking good. Waspy boy on my exit sign, what's up? Check out this bathroom. Yo, Laura came in here and cleaned out everything and painted all the walls in here. I don't know if you guys remember what this place looked like before, but it did not look good. What's up, dude? We're just hanging out. Always pissed. Got my parts washer all set up. Laura wrote no flames. It's full of mineral spirits. You don't want this to catch on fire, but if you do, if it does catch on fire, just close the lid. Boom, suffocates it. It's not important. Doesn't look good. It's not gonna look good. And then this is my my spare parts room, or my incoming and receiving parts. I got a ton of stuff over here from Detroit Speed, since we're not doing the suspension just yet on the 73, but I've got so much stuff from Detroit Speed that's gonna go on the 73 here in just a little bit. Spare wheel for the Jeep Gladiator and some other parts, racing seat for the Mustang. I had originally thought about building engines in there, but it's super echoey. It's not comfortable, it doesn't smell good. That's just gonna be a storage room. Cool. And speaking of storage, this is just kind of like the overflow of shit that I don't need right now. My oil drain, engine hoist, scaffolding, spare toolbox, just tube bender, some other stuff. And then right here is like one of the mural walls my buddy Corey is working on. You guys remember Corey? He does my tattoos, and old friend from high school. I was like, hey man, listen, I got a bunch of walls in the shop. I'll buy all the spray paint if you want to do some artwork and whatnot. Because he's been really dying to do some like spray paint stuff, some tagging and whatnot. So this wall is gonna be like changing periodically with Corey spray paint and whatnot, which is really fucking cool. You guys will see him a lot in the video. And then yeah, that's it, man. That's the shop. And before we get started with all this in the Mustang today, we do have a sponsor from today's sponsor. Bespoke. Today's sponsor is Bespoke, which is a brand both me and Doom Guy here love. Bespoke is a subscription club for dudes, and I do mean the manliest of men. Nani? That's why my boy Doom Guy here is here to help. See, I let him borrow my favorite weekender bag from Bespoke, okay, which he's using to hold all of his favorite demon-slaying tools. But they have a ton of other stuff besides just this weekender bag. They can help you with mixing drinks or travel in style, deck out your pad, and even more with all of their unique services. Shotgun. It's free to join. Sign up on their website, take the quiz, so you can tell them what you do and do not like, and they'll find you your first box. Every box you get's at least a $70 value, which you only pay 45 bucks for. You can get a new box every month, or you can go back to an old favorite, get this dope weekender bag like me, or maybe their aged box or some of their forged knives. It's super flexible and you can skip any month that you want, or swap a box if you don't like it. Your membership is 100% in your control. Yo, big shout out to Bespoke for sponsoring this video. You can get 20% off your first subscription order using the code DAN20, and also by using the link below in my description. Thank you guys, and now it's time to get back to the video. All right, thank you guys very much for sponsoring the video. It's time to talk about the Mustang. Let's get started. All right, time to start doing stuff and figuring things out. You guys are gonna be excited about this. Now, before we get like hardcore into finding out what we need, let's see what we have first. This looks like our weather stripping kit. The entire Mustang leaks water. That'll be good for that. More weather stripping for the doors. Yeah, this is more weather stripping. I don't have to open this. This is a radiator. It's a Frostbite radiator. I also got the Frostbite electric water pump for this thing too. So that'll be like a nice little addition to this car. Plus it'll also keep it from robbing horsepower. It's just like a bolt-in water pump. Takes it off the pulley. Kind of nice. Oh nice, they sent out a bunch of t-shirts for me and my girlfriend too. That's correct. Remember that. Trim paint, windshield lower molding. Oh, this is the grill for the hood. Door handles. Door handle replacement kit. If you have a Foxbody, that's gonna happen to you. That's heavy. It's our rotors for a 5-lug kit. I'm running out of space already. I'm converting this thing to a 5-lug, so it needs new rotors. And then our axles for the rear lug conversion as well. Very cool, Kanye. Oh, by the way, my buddy Corey is planning on painting this whole wall, so I'm just gonna leave the painter's tape and paper right now. And honestly, that's not even all of it. LMR sun out lowering springs, got a new header gasket kit, electric water pump, the relay kit for the water pump, fuel pressure regulator, new seat belts, headlights, taillights, padding for the floors, fuel injectors, clutch cable, intake, plug wires. I mean, we got a lot of stuff. We got so much stuff. I don't know what's in here. What's in here? Oh, drum brake. 5-lug for the drum brake. Gotcha. That's right, because I haven't decided if I was gonna do disc brakes in the rear, which I need to do. I just didn't feel like doing them. Nice. Actually, I think I have 1 or 2 more things in the car I need to get too. All right, so now that we know everything we got, I do have 1 more repair panel for the back quarter. We'll get to that in a little bit, but it's also from LMR. Thank you, LMR. I'll be honest, this thing needs a lot of work, and I'm gonna show you guys. So I have this little whiteboard here for visual reasons. Mostly for me, not for you guys, but it'll help you guys too, maybe. I don't know. It's gonna really help me to write down the things that I need to do and the parts that I need right when I can remember it. So the whole purpose of this whiteboard is basically for me to like draw things, remember things, and make a parts list. Yeah, let's take a look and see what we need. All right, we'll start at the let's start at the back of the car. It seems less complicated. We got a lot of really nasty rust back here. Looks like the rails that hold the suspension in place, the actual frame rails, look okay. There's a little dirt dauber's nest. This definitely needs to be addressed for sure. Gas tank is actually in okay condition. When I took it out last video, one of the last videos about this vehicle, do the fuel pump and the exhaust and whatnot. And needs new rear shocks for sure. We've got lowering kit for the rear, so I'm not gonna worry about these. These are red, which to me says Eibach lowering, but I mean, there's millions of red spring options. A big piece for me is this rear axle. It's super rusty. Like, it's not eaten through, it's just lots of surface rust, right? Part of me says that I should rip this thing apart, clean it up, paint it, and save it. The other part of me says that I should just scrap it, but I suppose when we drop it, I'll let you guys decide. All the rubber bushings and the rear axles need to be replaced for sure. Add that to our parts list. Now on the rear suspension linkages here, so you got these dual link suspension, I guess. What the? Oh man, this used to have traction bars or something. It looks like someone cut them off, or I'll let you guys in the comments, you Foxbody boys, tell me what that is, but it looks like probably connected to there. Was this quad link suspension? They took it from quad link to 2-link? How does that work? I mean, since these are aftermarket wheels, I bet when they put these on, they realized it wouldn't hit. Like, fuck it, we'll just cut those off. Those don't matter. I might just, I might cut this bracket off and move it, just completely relocate it, maybe fabricate my own suspension. Like this, I could build this. I could fabricate my own version of this, make it stronger. This is where it starts to get concerning about how much of the floor pan I'm gonna have to replace. This is part of your whole rear end suspension. I might just cut some of this out and replace it. Build my own or replace all of these brake and fuel lines. I don't like any of them. They look really shitty. This needs to be fixed. For sure, I need to cut this out and put a new one in. New floor pan. Oh, that's like behind the frame rails too. I might have to cut all of that out. I got a bead roller so I can maybe make some of this metal myself. I've never used before, but you know, I'll learn and that'll probably help me save some money here and there for sure. The cradle for the engine looks pretty good. I mean, it's rusty, but it doesn't look eaten up. The welds need to be redone. I think I'm just gonna completely rip the engine out. Radiator. Looks like someone's drilled through the fucking radiator. This is just done so poorly. I don't know, I'm gonna start ripping some stuff apart. Cue the music. Fuck this hood. What fucking color did this car used to be? How many colors has this car been? I got the fenders off, the doors off, the front bumper, the hood, and then the rear bumper off as well. But, look at this shit. I can't even believe this. If you're looking here, this is the whole front of the car, right? This is the whole front of the car. Basically, the whole firewall forward from here was cut off at one point. You can see where they took like a Sawzall and then just, I don't even know if you'll be able to pick it up, but they just took a Sawzall and ran it all the way the fuck down this. And then they did just such a shitty job welding it back. It looks like a piece of 1/8 of an inch thick steel, just a piece of steel they got from Home Depot, chopped it and used it as a filler piece. I mean, I guess it works. I can't believe that I have to fix this shit. Like, there's holes, there's so much pitting. I totally got fucked buying this car for sure. I spent $5 grand on this car, I told you guys that. Totally got taken on that, you piece of shit. So I'd already planned on pulling the motor out anyway, so I guess it's not that big of a deal. But now I gotta pull the motor out, and then I've got to grind this all down, make sure this all lines back up correctly, and fix this, or maybe just have to get whole new core supports, just whole new front end supports. I have to really do some research and learn how to do that. So I guess now that I gotta pull the motor and shave the bay and clean that all up. But now I gotta fix the engine bay too, so that's kind of cool. Can you guys see that? That's the fucking frame. It's just been cut in half. There's nothing supporting the front end of this car except for like some shit ass pot metal that they've tack welded, it looks like. They're like, oh yeah, that'll hold. All right, so it's definitely worse than we thought, you know? With the front end being completely replaced or chopped, kind of leaves us in a weird spot. It's not done well, and I don't trust it to make like solid power. I'm doing this car right, and this is a test bed for me to learn how to do stuff. So anything that I do to this car is just kind of like my Detroit speed car, you know? It's kind of like my test bed. At first I was thinking that I would just be able to reuse this, but the more and more I look at it, the more I realize that this thing has been bent and cut and chopped and welded. I mean, this whole front end has been repaired probably 15 times, I don't know. Either way, I don't want it on my car, so I'll probably have to get a whole new core support and chop it at like the firewall and weld in a whole new one. I think what needs to happen now is that the engine needs to come out. But it's our now biggest problem, and that also is gonna give us a lot of access to all the rust so we can start repairing the rust. So I think I basically wanna take the whole car apart, repair the rust where it needs to be, paint the parts, do the body work and stuff like that, then kind of start throwing it all back together with some make it go fast parts, you know what I'm saying? Time to pull, let's get the motor pulled. It's my first day. It's my first day at my new job, I gotta pull the motor. I have to completely unruin this Mustang. Is there not a single not hack job repair on this fucking car? Is that too much to ask for? Like could one person have tried? There's just a bunch of JB weld here for this messed up oil pan. A new oil pan's like 15 bucks. Are you serious? Is that the scent? Oh, come on. ridiculous. Should be the last thing. All right, so the engine's pretty much ready to come out. I still got a small, like 1 or 2 small little connections to take care of, and I gotta pull the actual shifter out of the transmission. Pretty minimal stuff, pretty small stuff, but that's where I'm gonna stop the progress of today's video. In just the first day, we made a lot of progress, and I got a lot of things that I need to now take into consideration for our next step. Hope this camera might be able to pick it up better, but obviously you can see where the entire front end of this car had been separated at one point. I don't know if it was because it was in a collision. That's what I would presume, that this was like a front end crash car or something like that. Guy's like, hell, I'll fix it and cut it. And that's what he did, and here we are. It's just kind of like another layer of stuff that I have to learn how to do. But that's cool, I'm great. Like, why not start with this car? It's exactly why I bought this car, is to learn on and talk about a fucking project, right? We gotta cut the whole front end off and do it again. I think most people, especially most YouTubers, might be like, hell no, I'll just get a different car. We're gonna figure it out. I tell you what. I tell you what. It's hard to believe that this thing was running and driving and drove straight and had power. I mean, I'm sure like this part probably looks pretty intimidating to some people who've never done this before. And honestly, this is only my second go at it. I mean, I did it with the 73. That turned out pretty okay. That thing runs and drives kinda. So fuck it, but stop, screw it. We'll do another one. Never be afraid to take on something like this because you're worried that you can't do a good enough job. If you're gonna do it like this, don't do it. If you're gonna do what this guy did and cut the frame and then patch it together, if that's your idea of doing work, please don't do it. But if you're gonna do something, do it fucking right. Let's get it done. God, this thing's a hunk of shit. Just figure it out, forehead. I guess I'm just gonna weld on a whole new front end. You know what, honestly, I don't even think it's fair to start ordering stuff until I can start chopping things apart. So I'll start looking for some parts and whatnot, but I think the best thing we can do is pull the motor and start working on rust repair. Start patching panels, getting rid of rust. I think that's gonna be the best first step. In the next episode, we'll rip out the engine, rip out the dashboard probably. Just start cutting, man. Let's start cutting. But I wanna say thank you guys for watching. This is the first episode in the shop like this, like first actual build. And things are only gonna increase. And if you get to thinking about it and wanna say thank you to me and the people who helped make this happen, check out some Armor Shield. This is made by Avalon King. They're good friends of mine. They do awesome ceramic coating and detailing stuff for your cars. I put a link in the description. You guys can check that stuff out too, which will also help you guys get a discount. So thank you guys very much, and we'll see you in the next video.